Díos Maríomh, agus fáilte roimh go lockdown ella, iver a dahad a ní. Welcome to number 49 of our lockdowns. We're getting close to having done it for a full year. We hope you're all in good form today and looking forward to some poetry and song from Matt Gilsenan, myself Michael Farry, and we do have a special guest. It's March finally, and no matter what way of reckoning you use, it is really spring now. And we've snowdrops and crocuses and hellebores and even the first daffodils are out. I'll start this week with a poem by William Allingham. This is a special request because I met someone during the week who asked me to read this poem. William Allingham was born in Ballyshannon, County Donegal in 1824. His father was the local bank manager. He spent a lot of his life in London and he died there in 1889. He was cremated and his ashes brought home to Ballyshannon and they're buried there in the local churchyard. This is his most famous poem. It's called The Fairies, and it appeared in many school books of the 50s and 60s, and many people still remember it, especially the chorus. The Fairies by William Allingham. Up the airy mountain, down the rushy glen, we daren't go a-hunting for fear of little men. Wee folk, good folk, trooping all together, green jacket, red cap, and white owl's feather. Down along the rocky shore some make their home. They live on crispy pancakes of yellow tide foam. Some in the reeds of the black mountain lake, with frogs for their watchdogs all night awake. High on the hilltop the old king sits. He is now so old and grey he's nigh lost his wits. With a bridge of white mist Columkill he crosses on his stately journeys from Slieve League to the Rosses, or going up with the music on cold starry nights to sup with the queen of the gay northern lights. Up the airy mountain, down the rushy glen, we daren't go a-hunting for fear of little men. Wee folk, good folk, trooping all together, green jacket, red cap, and white owl's feather. By the craggy hillside, through the mosses bare, they have planted thorn trees for pleasure here and there. If any man's so daring as dig them up in spite, he will find their sharpest thorns in his bed at night. Up the airy mountain, down the rushy glen, we daren't go a-hunting for fear of little men. Wee folk, good folk, trooping all together, green jacket, red cap, and white owl's feather. And now it's Matt's turn. And with spring in the air, he's feeling lively, and he hopes you're going to join in with him singing this song, Irish Molly.
Molly dear, did you hear the news that's going round? Down in the corner of my heart, oh love is what you found. And every time I listen to your Irish eyes so blue, they seem to whisper, darling boy, my love is all for you. Oh, Molly, my Irish Molly, my sweet custody, I'm fairly off my trolley, my Irish Molly, when you are near. Springtime, you know it's springtime. Come dear, now don't be slow. Change your name, go and begin, God, wouldn't I do the same, my Irish Molly, oh. furnished up the flat. 3 little city rooms, a bath and a welcome on the mat. It's £5 down and 2 a week, we'll soon be out of debt. It's all complete except they haven't brought the cradle yet. Oh, Molly, my Irish Molly, my sweet Acushla dear, I'm fairly off my trolley, my Irish Molly, when you are near. Springtime, you know it's springtime. Come dear, now don't be slow. Change your name, go out with game, because I would not do the same, my Irish Molly, oh. My spoons. Molly dear, did you hear we're on the never about 100 sovereigns you have safely stocked away. They say that's what I love you, but Molly, that's a shame. If you had only 99, I'd love you just the same. Oh, Molly, my Irish Molly, my sweet Acushla dear, I'll fairly off my trolley, my Irish Molly, when you are near. Springtime, you know it's springtime. Come dear, now don't be slow. Change your name, go on the game, because I wouldn't I do the same, my Irish Molly, oh.
Thank you, Matt. I thought I'd follow up that William Allingham Fairies poem with a poem about fairies by W.B. Yeats. As a young man on holidays in Sligo, he was fascinated by the stories old people told him about folklore and fairies. And this is one of his early poems. It was actually published in a book of poetry he published in 1889, which was the same year that William Allingham died. And Yeats sets this poem in that beautiful countryside on the Sligo-Leitrim border around Glencar Lake. The Stolen Child by William Butler Yeats. Where dips the rocky highland of Sleuthwood in the lake, there lies a leafy island, where flapping herons wake the drowsy water rats. There we've hid our fairy vats, full of berries and of reddest stolen cherries. Come away, O human child, to the waters and the wild, with a fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than you can understand. Where the wave of moonlight glosses the dim grey sands with light, far off by furthest Rosses we foot it all the night, weaving olden dances, mingling hands and mingling glances, till the moon has taken flight. To and fro we leap and chase the frothy bubbles, while the world is full of troubles and anxious in its sleep. Come away, O human child, to the waters and the wild, with a fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than you can understand. Where the wandering water gushes from the hills above Glencar, in pools among the rushes that scarce could bathe a star, we seek for slumbering trout, and whispering in their ears give them unquiet dreams, leaning softly out from ferns that drop their tears over the young streams. Come away, O human child, to the waters and the wild, with a fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than you can understand. Away with us he's going, the solemn-eyed. He'll hear no more the lowing of the calves on the warm hillside, or the kettle on the hob sing peace into his breast, or see the brown mice bob round and round the oatmeal chest. For he comes, the human child, to the waters and the wild, with a fairy hand in hand, from a world more full of weeping than he can understand. And now a special guest, Frank Foley, who has been described as the poetry composing, songwriting, song singing, physiotherapying, football loving, resident musician from Trim, County Meath. He's also well known as having won 2 All-Ireland senior football medals with Meath and been a selector with the Meath team for a period as well. Here he is to sing a song, This Is My Town, from his CD of 2016, You Know How I Am. Frank Foley.
Goodbye to the highways and all of the times I have been searching something called mine, and I haven't found it in all of the years, and that's why I've come home, 'cause it could be here, and this is my town. It's good to be home here. The people who live here are part of my life, and I don't believe that the grass could be greener on any other ground. This is my town. Lights on the ring road and the new bridge at night make the town like a city, with the skyline so bright. The church towers over and the river runs through, and history mingles with everything new. And this is my town. It's good to be home here. The people who live here are part of my life, and I don't believe that the grass could be greener on any other ground. This is my town. I know that I'm lucky. You don't have to say, when neighbors and friends have had to go away. But I've got a feeling, it's a feeling so strong, that here's where my life is. It's where I belong, and this is my town. It's good to be home here. The people who live here are part of my life, and I don't believe that the grass could be greener on any other ground. This is my town. No, I don't believe that the grass could be greener on any other ground. This is my town.
It's just over a year since one of my sporting heroes, Harry Gregg, died. Harry was from Northern Ireland. He was a goalkeeper for Manchester United for most of his career. He made 247 appearances. He was involved in the Munich air crash and in fact was one of the heroes of that event. He played for Northern Ireland at least 25 times and he was voted the goalkeeper of the tournament in the 1958 World Cup finals in Sweden. And he died in February of last year. And this poem of mine is in his memory. A Sporting Life. On that chilled February evening, I read and reread the list of terrible names, stared at the smiling photos on the front page. In spite of all the chaos and collapse in front of him, he stood out. Survivor, last line, loner, the monarch of the rectangle. So I followed him on Backpage, magazine and radio. Spent hours in our yard, narrowing angles, rehearsing his full-length dives. Between the posts seemed the perfect hiding place, from where I could command my brief domain, rule my modest mandate. But it didn't turn out like that. They invaded at will, and behind my back the goal became a mountain gap storms rampaged through. The Castle Connor display finished me. They mocked my sprawling efforts, absolved our backs who played like Sunday strangers. Dropped, I dumped the gloves, the manuals, the cap, abandoned the drills and routines, accepted my limits, but kept the poster. Race walking was a risk-free alternative. Swaying hips invited derision, but I walked on and on, answerable to no one but myself. And now we have a song from Matt, and this is from his CD recorded in Moyaher, appropriately titled At Home. It was recorded in 1985, and his wife Dolores is accompanying him on the piano. And this is the Kerry Dances.
Oh, the days of the Kerry dance, and oh, the ring of the piper's tune. Oh, for one of those hours of gladness gone, alas, like our youth too soon. When the boys began to gather in the glen of a summer's night, and the merry pipers tuning made us laugh with wild delight. Oh, to think of it, oh, to dream of it, fills my heart with tears. Oh, the days of the Kerry dance, and oh, the ring of the piper's tune. Oh, for one of those hours of gladness gone, alas, like our youth too soon. Time goes on, and the merry hearts are dead, and one by one the happy hearts are fled. Silent now is the wild and lonely glen, the dear old music, soft and sweet as in days of yore. When the boys began to gather in that lair of a summer's night, and the merry pipers tuning made us laugh with wild delight. Oh, to think of it, oh, to dream of it, fills my heart with tears. Oh, the days of the carry dance, and oh, the ring of the piper's tune. Oh, for one of those hours of gladness, gone, alas, like our youth, too soon.
And we finish with that lively tune and all those spring flowers. We hope you've enjoyed this week, and we hope you have a good week. So until we see you again, take care and God bless.